tell them where we were.
I was stealthing, and
You're
everything's
so
fine.
confusing, so confusing. So I'm gonna go inside of the door and like, well, hello there, Mister. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. He didn't tell me. What's your name?
He sighs and he says, there are more of you? Okay. He says, my name is Bruce.
Oh,
Hi, Bruce.
pleasure to meet you, Bruce. I'm Lady Amara Toilet, and these are my friends. That's a very loose term, but yes.
Hey.
What do I see on the table and the workbench and all that stuff?
So what you see in this room is kind of interesting. You see that there appear to be these like small kind of dark bricks. There's actually a couple of like kilns in the or like small ovens kind of in the area that seem to be baking these bricks. The smell is a little, it's kind of like clay, but not quite, not quite. And Castilius, as someone who's very, very well versed in explosives, would identify these as like clarified and dried bricks of guano.
What are you trying to blow up?
Oh my, he's blowing up something?
Bruce kind of turns away from you and goes back to his workbench. He continues to kind of take this guano out, press it in these brick forms, and like press it really hard down, pull it open, set the next brick out. So he seems to be continuing to prepare these bricks. He says, "I don't blow anything up." He says, "This is my work. You can make a pretty good living. I live in this cave and people, guano is useful for makeup and certain explosives." He says, "But I don't explode anything, but you can't just use guano. It burns fine, but it doesn't explode on its own."
Well, of course not. But then who are you selling this to then?
He says, "Well, obviously my contact, who is I guess not early. I thought that my contact was y'all, but I live here and I sell it, and it goes, I don't know, they distribute it. I don't deal with all that. I just take a cut, and that means I don't have to think about selling it myself or moving or anything like that."
So you live in a cave with bats to get poop and sell poop?
He says, "Well,
Licks of poop, not just poop.
I'm
Thank you.
self-employed, and I like it in this cave. Nobody bothers me. It works out great. Everything's fine." Y'all notice in this room, the only light in this room is coming from the glowy rocks that you have, as well as these several like ovens. So the light itself is not making it to all corners of the room. It's a pretty dark workspace.
I'm sorry. Did we meta question team? Did we ask him about the statues or the
No.
items that we're looking for? We haven't said
Not
that
yet, not yet.
No, we haven't said that yet. No, I cast detect magic, by the way. No, I don't. No.
You don't see anything in particular that's like, you see the ovens themselves seem to have some glow on them. You get the sense that that's some like perpetuating, continuing to make them work, or to reduce smoke in the area is your best guess. Or they're just, incredibly magical ovens.
Is there some of this material like on a table or something like where I could possibly take a look and kind of
So
see it?
where he's working is the like pre-cooked bat poop. But you do notice that there is a table and there's some like box, like those wooden boxes. And inside there are these like bricks in neat rows.
I'm gonna go over to that area to try to like take a look at it. But while I'm doing that, I'm like, "Oh, did you say makeup? Let me see if I'm actually familiar with this brand." And so I'm gonna go over to try to take a look. Am I able to pick up anything if I try to do like investigation, like as if I'm looking, trying to find makeup, but also too trying to see if I recognize anything else about it?
Yeah, so you're just trying to like figure out what exactly is happening here, because this is not
This is not makeup. This is not like, I'm like, what is he talking? Because I totally
and you
now
haven't
got
quite made the
distracted.
connection that he literally is talking about using bat poop in makeup. Like that, you're like, that is obviously not a thing that would happen. That's definitely not in my mascara.
Yeah.
And you are kind of, so you're, give me an investigation check.
Okay, so that's a 17.
So you kind of get close and you kind of smell it, and it smells like kind of like dirt. And you set it down, and you kind of take your finger and you brush it, and you realize that it does actually create a really intense black shade. That you might use that if you didn't know where it came from.
It could make a good eyeshadow, but
Wait,
this
wait.
doesn't look like anything I've used before.
You put poop on your face?
Don't put poop on your face. It's
I am
not
so- I'm so
excuse
confused
me,
right
I would
now.
never
I'm-
put poop on my. Where did we get this poop nonsense from?
That's
I
that's
think
what
you said something about makeup.
That's poop.
that is bat poop. That is what
That's-
guano is poop.
That's poop. You have poop on your.
So that's disgusting. Is there anything I can steal? I'm just looking around. Is there anything that I like?
So as you kind of look around, this appears to be kind of a really basic workroom. You do notice kind of a small doorway in the back, which, based on this kind of situation, you'd guess that might be where Bruce lives. But you don't see anything particularly of value. You do know that like good quality guano for particularly explosive spells can be hard to come by. So you think it might be worth either pocketing or buying one of those bricks.
So as I'm gonna go up close to my little gnome cousin here, and I'm gonna start talking to him, and I'm gonna have Steve grab a brick and walk outside. Bruce, that's what your name is, Bruce. Castilius, you're a gnome. I'm a gnome. What's a gnome without a gnome? So
Good question.
it's just one of those moments when your brain kind of stops working and you just keep going with it, but it doesn't make any sense. It's fine.
So you all hear behind Sturman again, and I'm gonna kind of peek out behind him. Bruce, have you by chance heard of the special items that the bat used to have made for him? Statues or anything from precious jewels?
Bruce kind of waves his hands and goes back to working, and he continues to talk to you with like his totally faced away from you, and he says, yeah, he used to make the statues, and I don't know, they're probably worth something, but honestly, it is not like you will not find me going down there. He's like, I stay in this part of the cave. I stay a little bit farther down where I, harvest my supplies, but there's arrows and monster. It just got more dangerous after the bat disappeared. Like, it's not, I'm sure the statues are awesome and worth a lot of money, but it's definitely not worth it for me, for sure.
And in this conversation, DM, because I'm hearing the echo of memory from earlier in the game that the bat is a rogue, and both I and Amara were trained in the rogue ways. By chance, do we know anything particular about the bat, or where, like, the dangers in his hideout?
Yeah. So, give me, both of y'all, go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay.
Bruce, you ever been to Lenny's place, Gnome Depot? It's one of my favorite stores.
Oh God, Chris. 17
Bruce is
for
like,
me.
no, I've lived in
How
this
is it?
cave for 50 years.
Amara's still not as great of a rogue as our friend Tightrope, so that was only an 8.
So Amara gets the sense that like caves are good places for rogues, and that her hideout definitely has some traps, but she can't remember anything specific. The bat was never particularly an interesting topic for her in school, because he wasn't particularly flashy or well heeled. He didn't come from nobility, so she didn't pay much attention.
Well, my friend Leo, I don't remember him telling me anything about the bat. This cave area with the pancake monsters, creature things. Tightrope, do you know anything about this?
Well, I remember this, and of course I'll share everything that the DM just told us. So it's quite a prestige. We have to be careful moving forward. And
What was your history check?
my history check?
Mhm.
It was 18.
Okay, you get to learn more things. I didn't hear that part.
Oh, okay.
You get to learn more.
Okay, I'm
Amara
ready.
only knew a little bit.
Oh yeah, I
Gotcha.
didn't know anything. Yeah,
Amara
I,
knew
I, I
nothing.
learned rogue ways from my friend who was a MILF. It didn't count.
But Tightrope is, pretty well versed in secret hideouts and caves, and knows that like caves are particularly valuable as hideouts because if you've got a little bit of magic or a lot of extra time on your hands, you can create some really nice kind of traps. The problem with caves, though, is that they often come with other things already living in the caves. They can make them particularly dangerous. With the bat itself, the bat went missing pretty suddenly, and so it was kind of unclear. He wasn't particularly famous, but there were rumors that maybe he decided to, leave the bat persona behind and disappear, or he was killed by a rival, or it's possible he was killed by something really nasty in his hideout.
That is information that you just laid on me. I it's almost like Tightrope is in a trance as he's speaking all of this from memory, still scratching on the back of Sturmund, and that's what I remember. So we have to be careful.
Stormund knows that he has to maintain his composure because we're trying to get some information out of this poop farmer. But he is really not doesn't like being in this cave, doesn't like poop everywhere, doesn't like having his shell scratched. So he's just kind of like clenching his teeth and his eyes are wide with little sparks coming out.
And the very
and like
last
more and more static electricity is just like forming in the like it
Yeah.
feels like a storm front is about to move through.
Like barometric pressure is changing in the room.
now,
Yeah.
my ears just popped. Last thing, DM, before I do what I'm about to do. When he says that, when we asked him about the things like the jewels and the statues, and he says, "Oh, you'll never find those." Blah 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 blah. Did I believe that? Was he truthful?
So he basically told you that like he's sure it's down here somewhere, but like it for him it's not worth it because like there's nasty stuff in the dark. He's got a pretty good life as a guano merchant here. People leave him alone. He's got enough food. Everything's good. He likes his own company as well as some of the cave crickets. So like he's pretty happy here. He kind of sighs and he continues to keep his back to you, but he tells you that if you really, he says, I'm not liable for any dumb decisions that you make, but I can at least point you in the right direction because if you head down this cave, you're just gonna mess up everything that I've done. I've set up these really nice spaces and rows and boxes. It has halved the amount of work I've had to do, way less shoveling. He says, I really don't want you messing that up. But if you go down the other hallway, he says down that way, then I mean, you'll know that you're getting close to the bat's cave when you hit the arrows.
When you say hit the arrows, are we talking wall arrows like pew pew pew, or like floor arrows pew pew pew?
Or ceiling arrows. Poo, poo, poo.
Yes.
He says
those are the
he
important
says that's
ones.
not my job. He says I don't remember. It's been 40 years. I don't even remember how to turn them off at this point. But that was never my job.
That's fine.
So-
Steve can help us with that.
Do you happen to know what sets these arrows off?
He says, well, they're definitely set up for intruders, obviously.
Probably pressure points, so we will step lightly. I'm going to pick up Castilius and put him on my back. And I'm going to turn around. Well, thanks for the help. Bye. And me and Castilius is going to walk out to the direction that he pointed us towards and move on.
So before we leave, I'm going to turn to him and be like, well, we really appreciate the time that you took to speak with us, Master Bruce. Hopefully we'll see you again. Safely, I hope. But anyway, bye-bye. And then I'm going to head out.
Does anyone think it's strange that Bruce and the Bat are never in the same place at the same time?
No.
I'm gonna on Tightrope's shoulders. I'm gonna be like, gimme. I'm gonna grab the brick with a cloth from Steve and put it in my bag.
You now have some like 100% organic, really quality bat poop.
I am going to stealth down this new path and looking for traps.
Okay. So as you're kind of walking down this new pathway, I want you to go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Okay.
You're
All right.
intentionally really checking. You got an idea that there's stuff that might be bad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now I'm typically good at this, but let's see how I roll. That's not bad. That's not bad. Investigation plus 5, 17 total.
So you notice as you're walking down, you've been like stepping carefully, like you're in the level of like hypervigilance that you can probably only sustain this for another like 20 minutes before your brain just is like, fuck it, it's not important to talk about things anymore. And you continue walking down this hallway, and you notice that on the walls, it's still that like really typical cave wall where like some of it was natural, and then some of it you just like were able to kind of shear off to create a larger area. But it's been those just kind of rough hewn cave walls. But you notice as you start moving forward that the next place in this cave that there appear to be these metal like kind of rings that are stuck in the wall about at knee height for anybody who's about 5'5". So stuck at about knee height, about every 2 feet for this stretch of about 10 feet.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Before I move on, I'll look to everyone else to see how they want to proceed.
So it's like on either side of it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have Steve just like investigate and see if he can see if there's traps or something.
Okay. Is Steve like pushing on stuff and touching it, or just
Probably.
Okay, how much pressure can Steve put on things?
Even with the glasses, it's like.
Well, there's no lenses. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Oh no, I didn't.
Just like poke at his eye.
I've been doing this the whole time.
So stupid.
I know he can do it. I've done it before. It doesn't say anything about pressure.
How much pressure?
Yeah, he has a strength of 2 and 1 hit point.
Okay, so Steve's just bouncing off the walls and the ceiling in this like weird kind of pattern as he tries to kind of figure out follow through with your directive there. And somewhere in this bouncing, you hear this thud. And now you notice that there's 4 arrows stuck in one wall. They appear to have come out of the other wall. In line with, or in between some of these kind of metal rings. So in the same kind of stretch.
We're getting close.
Pew, pew, pew.
I think it's safe.
Pew, pew, pew.
I'm going to walk right to the point of where those things are, and I'm going to misty step to the other side.
You? Because you're on my back right now.
I'm going to jump down and then walk to the
Jump
end.
down.
And then misty step.
Nope, I don't. I hold on to your little legs.
Fine, then I just misty step off your shoulders on the other side.
So with Misty Step, how far can you travel?
30 feet.
Okay, so do you do the whole 30 feet, or you just go through the 10 feet of the like hooks?
Just the other side of the hooks.
Okay, so you just get through the other side of the hooks, and you are now standing on the other side of the hooks?
What's the problem?
You didn't. Why didn't you do me?
It's inappropriate, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, there could still be a risk, so I'm going to do Blade Ward again. And then I'm going to basically kind of like adjust myself. I want to basically do the equivalent of like a faster version of what like in I forgot the name of the movie where she's like, it's like going around the lasers. So I'm basically like trying to acrobat.
Oh, entrapment.
Entrapment, yes, there we go. Try to do the same kind of movement to try to get over these things.
So you're like traveling along the floor.
Yes, I'm literally trying to do entrapment and trying to like get my way over there.
Your first step, which is about in line with the arrows, goes really, really well. Your second step, I need you to roll me a dexterity save.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do something with my turtle friend after this.
Okay, so that is a 15.
Okay, so you manage to kind of fall backwards, and the arrow kind of whizzes right by your nose and thuds into the wall. This time, these 3 arrows on the opposite side of the wall, and so you notice that this first set of arrows was kind of like right where these metal hooks started.
Mhm.
The second set of arrows is right after the second set of metal hooks, and you're like, I don't. So now you've got about 2 feet of arrows in this 10-foot stretch.
Okay. I'm gonna try to continue to try to like make my way over. I'm not really that bright, so I'm gonna just keep going. Try to
So
make
you're
it
like,
across.
okay, first step, second step went bad. Third step, give me a dex
Okay.
saving.
And that's a 24.
Okay, so you again are able to just like lunge backwards. This one's a little bit more graceful. The arrow just avoids hitting some of your like flowy. I'm assuming you've got some flowy fabric on you somewhere.
Yes.
And so you've got this kind of alternating arrow pattern is continuing. So you've now gotten 3 feet into the 10 feet.
Okay. We're gonna do it again. I'm
Okay.
gonna just keep going because she's just super dramatic about it. She's like she has to do it with flair.
Like, this is what I planned. I refuse to adjust my plan.
Again, that is a 19.
So she's able to again just do this like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You're now 4 feet in with 4 rounds of 12 arrows.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna say, Stormin, I have an idea. And the next thing you know, Stormin, all of a sudden, tightrope is like right in front of you, like on you, like the front part of your shell. I'm like clinged onto it, and I have like my legs kind of like on the end of your shell. So this is what we're going to do, and we're like face to face. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna walk that way, but you're gonna walk on your side. You're gonna walk on your side. So when the arrows come, it's gonna hit your shell and not us. Okay?
Don't the pew-pews come from 2 different sides?
No, from one side.
2 sides.
Am I
so
right?
it's
2
alternating.
sides.
So it's like 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot.
We will have to spin.
You have to waltz.
We'll spin. I'm ready. We'll spin.
And DM, while that's happening, it's 20. I got a 20 on one, nat 20 on one, and 14 on the other. So, not 14, 19 on the other. So like I'm still moving.
You make it through another feet. So you're now 6. If I did my math right, you're now 6 feet in, and you got 4 feet to go.
Still making my way across. Yeah, I made it. I should have made it again because I had well, we'll see. If it's 17 and
You made
a
it.
23.
You make it. So you got 2 feet left to go.
So that's a dirty 20 and a 22.
Okay, you made it through this entire 10 feet of just step forward, step back, step forward. And by the end, you kind of had this like rhythm to it where you were like, press, leap, press.
All right. I see.
So like,
Kickball
as
change,
Tyro is
kickball
continuing
change.
to like try and convince Stormond that like spinning is fine, it's gonna be great. Amara just turns around and she's like, "Hello, guys."
Yeah, I want to do like basically where like for the last one, I basically did like almost like a cartwheel over and then a nice little like dismount. And then I'm like, well, we haven't got all day, gentlemen.
She's like redeeming herself from the whole yelling through the door thing.
Pretty much.
Castellius,
Yes.
do you have any grease? Something greasy. You know, a tube of grease. You like to tinker with things. I
don't think I do. Let me double
Okay.
check.
Toss me the poop. Toss me the poop.
I'll take a clump of the poop and I'll just chuck it at him.
It is a hard brick of poop.
It is a hard brick of poop.
I want to make it soft.
You're gonna get it wet?
Yes. and tightrope, rub this on my shell.
Oh God.
Give me a greasy sheen. I'll make it slippery.
I will take that, and I will rub it on him to get him nice and lubricated.
Thank you. Oh, now hold on tight. He's on my front right now. And then I'm gonna back up and then run down the hallway and then turn and spin and then land on my back and then slide down the hallway.
Why?
But I'm gonna go in shell defense. So I'm gonna put my own legs and head inside my shell so that I'm like a surfboard that Tightrope can ride.
Hey!
So Tightrope is riding the surfboard. Okay,
Yes, we're going
excellent.
so fast that
So
he's
fast.
not-
Surfboard.
Yeah, I'd like both of you to give me athletics checks.
I'm typically good at that. Let's see how we do.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Would you
So
think that
I,
we're helping each other?
You are
Okay.
helping each other.
Okay, we have advantage. All right, okay.
so we have one
Nice.
person who did entrapment, one who basically like matrixed his way over, and then now we have someone on a surfboard. This
I
is
love
crazy.
it.
A
Shell
covered
surfboard.
surfboard.
My acrobatics is 21 for me.
I got a.
You are like, okay. So Stormwind is just this like beautiful. It's not even. It's you know how when you like are on a skateboard or roller skates or whatever, and you like hit and there's that like weird shaking as you. It's just like really smooth all the way through. So it's just like this beautiful just spin in the air. You keep moving. There's no loss of momentum as you kind
My
of
tongue is like
slide.
out, like in the air, just like hanging 10.
Yeah, Tightrope has got this. He's really, really low to the shell to just in case any arrows. A couple more arrows, like you see those arrows are loosed again. This time it's hitting those opposite sides. So now there's just arrows all the way down, like every single foot. And you have made it through this hallway.
I'm gonna jump off of him, and once he like pops out of his shell, I go, yeah! I try to give him a high five.
I don't think he wiped his hands yet, so I think he just got a poop 5. But
I am covered in poop.
There's a lot of poop.
We're past this, my friend. If you ever want to make the cleaning spell, I'll take it.
Tilly's very selfish with his prestidigitation, as I've already noticed.
I didn't take the spell. I don't know how to do the spell. What do you want me to say?
I feel like all wizards should have that ability, but I don't know. I'm not a wizard, so I have no idea.
I only have so many choices, and I chose better ones.
Choice better.
So now that we're on the other side, you said that we see a door, I think.
So now that you're on the other side, you see a set of double doors. And these doors
fancy.
are all black, except for this like inlaid silver bat shape.
Ooh.
No announcing ourselves this time.
As he says that, I'm gonna like slowly, like almost creepy, but like overexcited. Like my cat eyes are huge and dilated. I'm gonna slowly look at Amara. Amara, jewels and shiny, sharp things. We're getting close.
How sharp are they? Do you mean blades? Oh, I could use a new blade. Oh, by the way, Stormin, do you want to make a deal? Again, I really, really love that double scimitar. It's so beautiful. I've never seen anything like that. How about this? If I defeat more people in here, this cave, than you give me your double-bladed scimitar. Yes?
I do not like this deal. This is not good deal. What's in it for me? This is not good deal.
Oh, well, I could always just pay you, but that's the boring way to do it. Anyway, okay, so how are we doing this?
The doors are closed, right?
The doors are closed.
So when Amara asks that to the team, I'm gonna look at her. Well, since you made this deal and you want to take down more things, I think you should be the one to stealth over there to see if anything's unlocked or anything.
Well, as they say, ladies first. And so I'm going to try to stealthily kind of go to the door to try to check and see if there's like anything that seems kind of dangerous about it. I don't know if I have to investigate the door or what.
So absolutely give me an investigation check. What you notice at first is that, again, these like solid black doors with that silver inlay with these kind of two handles.
Okay, so it has two handles on either side. Okay, no locks though.
No locks that you can see.
Okay, so I got a 14 for investigation.
So you are able to see as you kind of go up and you look at the doors. You've been in the same kind of general cave system, all kind of just dirt. But as you look kind of closer to the ground around the sides of the door, you do notice that it appears there's like a little bit of like almost black sludge appears to be just eking out from under the door.
Oh my. Tilly,
Oh,
come here.
no.
My,
What is this? It's something oozing out. This isn't, it seems kind of, I don't know if that's magic or what that is. I don't want to proceed forward. I mean,
Do I-
I guess
do-
ladies first, but I mean,
do I know what it is?
I don't want to be in danger.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
It looks remarkably like the viscous liquid that is smeared all over Storm and Shell.
Oh.
It's poop.
Well,
Oh, why is there poop all over this cave? Someone really needs to have their maid or butler clean this area up. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, I'm not used to having to be so quiet. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to like slowly open the door now that they told me that it's not magical in nature, and try to see if I can kind of inch my way slowly,
You
slink
kind of
my way in.
You open the door kind of slowly, and the first thing you notice is there is a source of light in this room. So you kind of move in a little bit. You seem to be at kind of the top of this large room, and at the other end of the room, there seems to be either some kind of magic or bioluminescent something that appears to be kind of covering this, like, for lack of a better word, like altar-y table kind of shelf.
Mhm.
And on top of that, you do notice what you see, what you think are probably those bat statues. It's too far away to tell, but you definitely see shiny, gold, and like colored shiny. So probably some like jewels. They're probably the bat statues.
So since they basically told me I had to be quiet, I'm gonna use message and basically let Typebook know. Well, there's definitely plenty of shiny in here, but I know that Tilly said no magic. There's definitely magic involved here. And then that was it. That was my message to him.
I'm gonna.
You also,
No, you go first, please.
you also hear like a really quiet kind of rustling sound, and it's very hard to see because it's dark. But you get the sense that like up above you in this kind of ceiling, which is a solid 25 feet above you, that you get the sense that the poop on the ground probably came from the bats up there.
That's what the poop.
this is disgusting.
So the way that Tightrope gets that message that she just sent into my brain head, Castilius, out of nowhere, you just hear purring behind you, and
Yeah.
as you look, I'm like way like down, like as low as I can go. My cat eyes huge, looking at your all the baubles and stuff on your person. I'm just like, and I'm like poking at like all of your things, and then I just heard something from Amara. Amara says it's definitely magic, and a lot of poop on the floor. Let's go. And Jules, Jules, and I just like start like moving forward into the room looking for Jules. Oh,
And I will have probably tried to hide kind of somewhere, kind of like maybe in the shadows, like of a corner or something, just kind of to be out of the way. So in case anything, the pancake creatures come out again.
You need more pancakes.
And I'm going to, of course, do this. I'm going to hide, do the same thing. Is the entire floor covered in this in guano?
Yeah, so as you kind of start to step in, you think that you're on this kind of like ledge, because as soon as you step off that kind of first, you're in bat poop up to about your ankles.
Oh,
So like my waist. That's terrible.
Oh, oh no! I am going to take this opportunity, DM, to use my claws to just like climb on the wall, and like just I'm gonna be the wall climber now.
You're gonna be on the wall, okay?
Yeah. And I'm going to look around, see if there's traps and along the wall, and just kind of like gauge the room.
So you don't notice anything, as you can see, kind of along the walls. The room appears to be pretty still and quiet. The only source of light is kind of around this like treasure area. As you get closer, you think that it's like you get the sense that it's like some kind of magical lamp or something that someone left on. Like it's not like the treasure itself isn't glowing. It's clearly there's like some areas. It's almost like in this kind of alcove, which is part of why it's not covered in bat poop, is there's a lower kind of ceiling there, and that ceiling has kind of light on it coming out.
Is Castilius in front of Stormund right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna trip him and knock him in the face first into the poop.
Hey,
Just full circle.
And as you do that, I'm actually gonna roll in it as well.
So Castilius gets in and just rolls in this poop.
Was not expecting that.
So, we're seeing dripping coming from the ceiling?
You're seeing what?
Are we seeing dripping coming from the ceiling?
You're not seeing like dripping coming from the ceiling, but you're hearing like the rustling, and there's like clearly bats up there.
I would like to do three things.
Okay.
And because I'm now covered in poop, I'm hoping it helps. I'm going to take 4 of my rocks, and I'm going to throw 4 lighted rocks in 4 different various spots in the room to light it up more.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to cast dancing lights at the ceiling so I can see what the ceiling is.
Got it.
And then once I know what the ceiling looks like, I'm going to Misty Step onto the altar with all the coins.
Okay. So as you throw these lighted rocks, and as soon as the lighted rocks kind of hit the ground and sink in, you start to hear this like sucking goopy noise start to happen. And then you go ahead and you cast your lights kind of up in the ceiling, which the bats hate. And immediately you just have this like flood of bats that are kind of, you see that two kind of columns of the bats seem to be exiting in the back corners of the room, but that third column of bats seems to be making a beeline for the door in front of you. They really, really do not like the bat.
That's why I did the Misty Step to the thing, so it would hit Stormund.
So So Amara and Tyrope are actually pretty okay because they're kind of hiding along the walls.
When we see that happening, we're like,
a dex save from these bats. They're not like attacking you. They just really don't want to be here anymore, and you're in their way.
I'm just trying to create bat turtle. Is all I'm trying to do.
And you guys change your sense, I think.
And there was my origin story of the bats. I got a 6 on that dex save.
So you are knocked on.
That's with advantage.
As these bats fly over you, and this whole thing only takes a couple of seconds. And so Stormund's now on his back. We've got Tightrope and Amara up against the wall. Castilius, you are on this kind of altar. You can now see these 3 large bat statues, and if you tilt your head and you close your eyes most of the way, you're like, yeah, they're bats. One could call them bats. You get the sense that the rogue, probably created these statues themselves, and you definitely would never have come to the conclusion that they were of bats had you not been kind of primed with that information. They're ugly.
Yes.
They're
I love them. They're made of gold?
They're made of gold. And as you kind of look at these, that sucking noise starts to get a little bit louder. And in the center of the room, you start to see this like figure coalesce out of this bat poop. And very quickly, you now have this hulking figure just dripping globby poop in the middle. And he looks really angry, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
Guano Elemental.
oh no.
Wow.
Natural 20 initiative. Wasted it on initiative. Yes. Question. Does he think I'm a small poop elemental, and will he leave me alone?
I don't know. He's not looking at you yet.
Okay.
I'm on my back. It's bad for turtles to be on their backs.
I'm ready with my number.
Now, does he see? Who does he see? He sees Stormund.
Amara, what is your initiative roll?
16.
16. Okay.
I got a 6.
Okay.
22.
22 as well, and my dex is probably higher.
But I thought Castilius got a natural 20.
I did.
So he's gonna.
I have a
he's gonna
plus
take
2.
I mean, that's fine.
Okay, so Castilius, you have kind of caused this whole chaos to happen, and as such, you're the first to react to this.
Great. 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 I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay.
That's a dex save for me.
Okay.
I would assume poop is not dexterous, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's not. He actually rolled a natural 1.
Yes.
Oh.
So he is now Fairy Fired.
So that means he is just glowing. So he's now glowing poop, and people are going to have advantage on attacking him. Is that how this works?
Yep.
Okay.
As long as I hold concentration.
Okay. So you now have a glowing poop monster in front of you, and Tyrope, it is your turn.
All my hopes and dreams have been complete.
I know.
So what I am going to do is, as I see this thing form, I just go, and then I'm going to, let's see. I actually want to go around that madness, and I want to go right to the gold.
Okay.
And I'm going to leap into the gold and hide.
So it is 3 gold statues.
Oh, 3 goats. I'm going to hide behind one of the gold statues.
Okay.
And I'm going to...
What's your movement?
What's my movement?
Yeah.
30 feet, and I'm a rogue, so I can move further, so 60. I see what you're doing. Look at you.
Just making sure.
Hide. And I'm done. I end my turn by staring at the statue and just kind of like pawing it. And I'm done.
Okay, so you're like, poop monster, not important here. I have found these statues. That's all that matters.
Yeah, they're really shiny.
I like it. They are shiny. They're ugly, but they're shiny. Amara, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to, if you can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yeah.
You're so polite.
I have to be. I'm a lady.
That's fair.
Tilly, you know this.
You want me to roll a dex save for you?
No, for basically this creature. Because I'm going to try to cast. Yeah.
Yes. It got a 2.
Okay, because I basically, after seeing this thing, I'm like, oh, absolutely not. So I basically am going to do an earth tremor to try to, because I wanted to try to knock it prone.
Got it.
And hopefully it takes the 1d6 bludgeon damage.
Yeah, so it is absolutely, its prone looks a little bit different. Like it kind of just like loses half its height. It still appears to be kind of moving pretty well. But go ahead and roll that damage. It is resistant to bludgeoning damage as it is a poop monster.
Okay, so that was only a 4. So there's that. Now for spells you don't get the sneak attack, correct? It's only if we're using a weapon.
I believe so.
Just verifying. Okay, so that's just 4. So that's probably half of that, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to bonus action. I'm trying to get it out of the range because I'm like, oh, absolutely not. And then that's why I was trying to knock it down or like have it kind of distracted so I could go over in this direction, like use my movement to go over there.
Okay.
Like hide in the shadows in that, away from that thing.
I have something funny I want to share just real quick because it's just so funny to me. Last night when I was building this character in D&D Beyond, and it came down to like my preferred enemy or whatever, I was looking at the ooze option like really, really hard. I was just like, no one really uses ooze, but it just might happen. Nah, monstrosities. So this is just too funny. Should have went ooze.
Yeah. Okay. It is now the giant gloop construct's turn, and it is gonna lunge forward at Stormond because that is what it can see in front of it. And it is unsettled. It's having a hard time with the earth was shaking and there were lights happening, and that's upsetting. And so it's going to kind of creep forward and lunge for Stormond, but instead of actually bringing its hand appendages down on top of Stormond, it hits either side. So it kind of shakes Stormond in his shell, but does not actually damage him.
Does it think I'm a smaller poop elemental?
No, it just is struggling to hit you.
Oh, okay. It's very nice.
It's a poopapalooza.
It's a palooza. And Stormond, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
Hey.
And then I'm gonna... he has to make a Dex 14 against my lightning.
He fails.
Awesome. So he takes a d6 of lightning damage. And that is a 2. So that's cool. And then I'm gonna attack him with my double-bladed scimitar. I'm gonna spin it around and try to use this sort of momentum to get all of the poop off of it. And then also make an attack against him, inevitably putting more poop on it, but just sort of trying to, make some balance in the universe about the amount of guano that's on me. Okay, I'm gonna do my attack roll with this thing, and let's see what I get. I get a critical fail.
Oh no!
Okay.
Stop
So
it.
Oh, no.
you are kind of lunging forward with your scimitar, which is not really how you're supposed to use scimitars, which is probably part of this problem here. And you manage to kind of shove your whole body. You get poop in your shell. It's not good.
Ugh.
Into kind of the bottom of this creature. So you do kind of the good news is you kind of hit part of this creature, so you can tell where there is actual corporeal form versus just the sludge. There's a little bit in there.
There's a thing underneath this form.
It's almost like a thing. It might also be made of the same thing, but it's a more sturdy part of this thing underneath the sludge. And you are just covered, and there's guano inside your shell. You're now on your belly, which is better than being on your back, but it's not ideal.
Cool. Well, that was good.
Not ideal.
I guess this is my life now.
And we're back around to Castilius.
I guess we're even. All right. I believe this is a terrible idea.
That's a good way to start.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt on it.
Okay.
Do I have advantage on attacks too, or is it just melee? I can never remember.
Say that again.
Advantage on attacks. Is it all attacks?
Why would you have advantage on attack?
Because it's still fairy fired.
Oh, because it's still fairy fired. Yes.
Yeah.
Which meant that Stormond should have actually gotten to roll again.
For what?
We want to go back and do that, or no?
Do you want to get a chance? You get a second chance. You are now under this elemental. Give me another attack roll. You're still covered. You're still, the poop is in your shell. That all happened, but you have this it's glowing so well that you're I think I can just pull this last bit. I got this.
I would like to just point at the statistical unlikelihood that I got another critical fail.
You didn't.
I did. I used digital dice for the first one and real dice for the second one because I thought maybe my real dice would be nicer to me.
No.
Nope.
Buddy.
At this point, the creature is trying to turn around, and so what happens is you get just totally covered by this creature. So you're now kind of enveloped within it.
It's like a tidal wave of poop.
Turtles are pretty good at holding their breath.
2 hours.
But it's not a pleasant experience.
Start the timer. I'm now holding my breath.
All right, Castilius, so you were attacking here.
Yes, 25 to hit.
You totally hit it.
That is 14 points of fire damage.
Awesome.
Do we all blow up and die?
You do not.
Okay.
It's not inherently flammable, or it's not inherently explosive. It's inherently flammable.
I'm an apprentice artificer. I'm not quite sure, but... Oh, we're okay. I take
tell me
out
how
my
much damage
parchment.
again?
14.
Okay, perfect. So it is now, you do notice like little bits of it are like a little bit more patchy on fire, like almost like a little bit like of an oil slick kind of situation. But it turns out that wet guano is not as quite as flammable as you would like, as dry guano is. Anything else that you do on your turn?
No, I'm all right.
Okay. Tightrope, it's your turn.
Yeah.
You've now
Yeah.
seen this sludge monster envelop your favorite scratching toy / friend.
Yeah.
In that order.
I do see that. This is what I'm gonna do. There's no need to hide. Firstly, I'm going to go right behind here, right behind my little friend.
Not your friend. Stop
Can
it.
you go ahead and put me there, Solo? Thank y'all. And I'm going to say, Sturman, no! And I'm going to like knock an arrow and pull on the string. I'm going to take aim. And I'm going to cough up this wet, hairy
Moist.
ball.
Oh
of
gosh.
who knows what. And it's gonna
Oh my goodness.
it's gonna dangle off my lip for just like 1 second and then fall onto Castilius's head. I'm gonna look down. Oh, sorry. Boo! I'm gonna let go of my arrow. I'm gonna have advantage to hit. And I 15 minus 5, 10 plus what? 9? 19? 19 to hit.
No, okay, thank you for doing the math for me.
Yeah.
You absolutely hit it.
All right, so that's gonna be a D6 for sneak attack, a D6 for Hunter's Mark, a D8 for the arrow. Let's go. That could have been better. That could have been better. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 10, 22. 22 points of damage by the arrow. And now for my bonus action, I'm going to throw a dagger at it.
Okay.
I got a natural 20 on a dagger, which is a D4.
So you were able to just, it's like one after the other. It feels like, which is incredibly impressive, especially after that hairball situation that just happened. And the sludge, like, kind of, it doesn't make noise, but it does kind of move in this kind of sense of pain, clearly. And you you watch as it starts to kind of continue to try and turn around towards you as this kind of reaction here. And Amara, it's your turn.
As I'm kind of seeing, like I saw basically, like, because I could hear him hacking and doing that. I'm like, that is, between the poop monsters and the fireballs, I've had quite enough for one day, thank you. And then I'm going to cast Shatter at 2nd level.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
So I will need a con 13. Hopefully not.
Sales.
Amazing. Well, let's see what type of damage we can do to this disgusting poop monster. Let's see, and that's D8. I have to crack my D8s. Actually, you know what's going to be easier, so I don't have to. I'm just going to do it. Here we go. So that's 3d8.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 7.
Counts for you. That's great. Okay. All right. Anything else on your turn?
I want to try to bonus action kind of hide, because I don't want to, like, I don't want him to kind of spot me, especially because he just got
So
that
you're
thunder.
gonna hunker down in the
Yeah,
the
I wanna
side
hide.
edge, kind of as best
Yeah,
as
if
you
there's
can.
anything that's kind of like would help to kind of like
There's some
blur
like
his vision.
stalagmite kind of
Yeah,
situation. You can. It's not a perfect hiding spot, but you can be less visible for
yes,
sure.
yes.
At this point, the gloop is pretty mad, and it is going to kind of lunge forward to the most visible threats that it can see, which is Castilius and Tightrope. And the good news is that this lunging forward pulls it off Stormond. So Stormond, once scraping his face off a little bit, can actually breathe. But this gloop is going to take kind of its two constructy arms and just like old-fashioned Godzilla kind of swipe at both Castilius and Tightrope.
Oh
And
no!
he's definitely going to hit both of them.
Oh.
Unless your AC is above a 19.
I have a 19 and I would use shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to shield as a reaction. Tightrope, you hit by the gloop.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking options here. I don't have that rogue thing, and I don't have that rogue thing. I get hit. I get hit.
You get hit. You get hit by this gloop, and you're going to take 9 damage as you are knocked backwards.
Oh no.
9 damage. Gotcha. Ow.
And Stormond, we're back up with you.
I would like to get up with what little bit of dignity that I have left.
Oh.
Covered in guano after double crit fails. I'm going to stand up. Did I lose my rage because I didn't do damage or receive damage also?
I don't know how rage works.
Yeah.
It took a, if you take an attack, you rage 6 round.
Yeah, I didn't. He missed though.
You don't have to hit. You just have to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just have to try.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
very
definitely
hard.
tried. All right, I'm gonna like get up and then with I'd like to maintain my rage. Use my bonus action to shock him with a D6 again. He has to make a Dex 14.
And remember,
he's gonna fail that.
nice.
He's really bad at deck.
Awesome. Then he takes 4 lightning damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Solid.
Nice.
That doesn't require me to roll for it, so that's great. Now I'm going to use my D20 again, and hopefully it won't fail me. I'm going to get closer to him, and I'm just going to try. So does he actually have this like tail thing right there?
Yeah, it's more of like the end of a skirt or a train that's coming out, but it's like very clear this is just the floor and this is kind of where he is because it's built up a little bit more and moves with him.
Oh, so he fancy. He got a train. Okay.
Yes.
I remember that he has like this sort of like hard core to his sort of poop.
It's a harder core, yes.
So I'm going to go right for that, and I'm going to tell everyone else, aim for the center. And I am going to get a 21 to hit.
Okay, you absolutely are slicing into him with that scimitar.
Great.
Flays open his constructiness.
9 damage on that.
Okay.
So
And you get to like swing back as well.
I am I already used my bonus action to make that lightning happen, but I got a second attack, and that'll be a 22.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're just like you've come out of this like holding your breath under the guano with this renewed energy and rage, maybe a little bit of desperation, a hope to kind of clear this embarrassment so that no one remembers that part of this fight.
Oh, yeah.
How much damage did you do in that second one?
I got 7 damage on the second one. I also definitely like I did like the hand down the face of like war paint. So I'm just, it's full. I mean, it's barbarian mode right here, right? I'm just like, my character
embrace the funk
or whatever is like I will finish the job. I will finish the job. So I'm rushing forward to try to slice at the hard center of this guano monster. And I got that hit, so seven damage on that.
Absolutely. You kind of feel the difference in tension as your sword sinks in. Castilius, You manage to kind of protect yourself with this last minute spell, but this creature is still in front of you with its giant constructy arms and creepy tiny head. What do you do?
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to run away. So probably provoking attack of opportunity. Because he's in melee with me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna throw the poop hairball at Tightrope's face, so he gets poop in his face. And I'm gonna
At Tightrope's face?
Yeah. I'm gonna run over here, and I'm gonna cast.
You're probably gonna miss because I'm really.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not really just tossing it towards
Just
you.
tossing
I'm
it.
not wasting an action for that. I'm going to drop concentration on the
Fairy fire?
and cast Witch Bolt at 3rd level,
Okay.
and that is a 21 to hit.
Okay, you're gonna hit.
Okay, and that is. Come on, D&D Beyond.
Is that a saving throw too?
Nope, it's a to hit. That is 17 points of lightning damage, and I'm maintaining concentration on it.
17 points of lightning damage.
17 points of lightning damage.
So you kind of dodge and you move away, and all of a sudden y'all have this like really disorienting experience because the extra light in this room from the gloop monster goes out, but then it is replaced by this bright crackling lightning damage. And you kind of cover your eyes because it's really, really awful. And as your kind of vision comes back, you just see like little wisps of dried guano floating through the air and this kind of crater in the middle of the room.
Nice work.
Nice.
Did we do it?
I kind of
Well done, Tilly.
put my scimitar through the crater in the middle and kind of stir it around a little bit, looking for anything in there that's still alive.
Nothing comes up. And you have successfully defeated this guano monster.
Hey, go
Nice.
team.
Woohoo!
We did it.
That thing was so disgusting. I'm so glad that you took care of that, Tilly. Thank you.
I'm gonna take a fat wad of guano and just smear it down Amar's back.
Oh,
Welcome
Oh
to the
God!
team.
I'm gonna
We are-
basically
we
take
are a
out my
team.
rapier and I'm gonna say, "Oh God, Stallman."
I wanted you to feel like you were, part of the team. We're all covered in this. You're one of us.
This is not how you do that. One does not make friends that way. How dare you? You better be glad I do not slice you in two. And I'm gonna basically just like randomly be like super fancy and like doing flourishes with my blade and put it away.
I'm gonna throw a thing of guano in their direction, whether or not I hit one of them or not. I'm really far away.
as he tries to do that, I'm gonna try to trip him with my tail.
I'm far away from you. I'm nowhere near you. I'm 30 feet away from you. Get out of
I
here.
like that this is now kind of you're like, oh, thank goodness. You still got all that adrenaline, so we need to like get rid of the adrenaline. So the best way to do that is obviously a guano fight that has now erupted.
Yes.
And I think that is an excellent place to take action. The friendly guano fight between the
Amazing.
members.
Go team, go.
I love that I only showed my swordsmanship skills at the end.
How do you spell guano?
Intimidating German.
How do you spell guano?
Guano, I think.
Yeah.
Guano. Go ahead and hit and enter guano in the chat to do our mid-show giveaway. We're going to go ahead and turn this awesome stream off here in a second and then start up the timer for our panel, which will be starting here very, very soon. So we'll see you guys later.
Thank you so much for
Bye.
coming.
Bye.